Welcome to Business Live. I'm Mark Croskery in BL tonight. Now our very own, the JSE Jamaica Markets, the Jamaica Stock Exchange Limited, considering a dividend here. For all investors, analysts, bloggers, everybody out there, directors, etc. Remember, the Jamaica Stock Exchange, not just the indices, not just the exchange itself, but the company is listed. The board of directors here, they're going to meet March 17th, mid-March, to consider the payment of a dividend. Next up tonight, we got Seprod Limited, resignation of a director here. Mr. Hugh Gentles is moving on. That's a resignation from the board, effective February 22nd, 2021. The company really congratulates Mr. Gentles, or wishes him all the best, let's say, and it makes it very clear that he's pursuing other opportunities after his years of service as a director. Now, Gwest Corporation, we just covered this. Interesting timing here. You know, the company had a connected party or so who just bought up a lot of volumes, more than 10 million shares. We covered it on Business Live a couple of days ago, about 13 million and change shares, and now we're seeing a big announcement here. So Gwest coming out with a partnership with Microlabs to assume operations of Gwest. That's what the headline says, effective March 2nd, 2021. But it's always in the details, folks, on Business Live. So if you read the release very clearly, it further states this is for Gwest Laboratory. So it's not just Gwest, the whole company and everything, or the huge building down there in Montego Bay in the west. It's for the laboratory. So don't get that, don't get that confused or mixed up. So it's great news for Gwest. Gwest needs this type of news, but it's for the lab. Scotia Group Jamaica here, considering a dividend as well. The group is going to get together to consider a dividend payment, and its board meeting scheduled right around the corner next week, actually, March 11th, 2021 for Scotia Group. Last up, earnings, dividend season. That's what we're talking about. Jamaica Broilers Group here, coming out, justifying its title as the Chicken King, the big time poultry producer. Not just expanding into the US, having its Haiti operations. We're going to talk about that. It just bought up some more equity in its Haiti operations that the chairman and the president and CEO, they speak to it. So making some huge moves there by Jamaica Broilers. But the bottom line here, Q3 results up a whopping, a huge 51%. So talk about double-digit growth, but 51%, folks, it's big time. Quarter 3 or Q3, the EPS, earnings per share, hitting 74 cents versus 49 cents Jamaican. That's the 51% we're talking about. Rocking and rolling there at Broilers, and revenues grew to 14.77 billion Jamaican from 14.3 billion. The key there, because that's not huge revenue growth, is that the cost of sales by Broilers was just almost flat, only up by $80 million. So great job there by the management team there, the board of directors, etc. I'm Mark Croskery. Have a great weekend. This is Business Live.